This is Raghav's take. What the beep is artificial intelligence, AI? I mean, I can bet that many of you have spat this exasperated question at a techie friend in the last 6 months. Being on a public forum, I've anonymized the swear word, but in private conversations, I can equally bet that you would have exclaimed the formidable four-letter word in all its fury. I can also bet that your exasperation would have grown with the techie friend's mumbo jumbo response. He'll say, see, AI is not intelligence. The computer cannot think or understand like you and me. What AI does is read trillions of word patterns in nanoseconds to predict what the next word will be. See, layered mathematical functions in a large language model, what's called an LLM, they can read billions of texts to accurately predict what the next word should be, and it can keep on doing this for thousands of words to produce output that appears fully reasoned. See, the computer cannot reason, but can mimic reasoning. By now, you are ready to clobber your seesawing techie friend. It's called intelligence, but it is not. It's cutting edge science, but it has no powers of reasoning. Heck, what the beep is artificial intelligence? I've given up trying to understand this animal. I leave that to nerds, my techie friends. But I've gotten addicted to what AI can do. It's beeping magical. Earlier, I needed 2 researchers digging through tombs for about a week to prepare a brief. Now I can do it all by myself on ChatGPT in an hour. Earlier, my engineering colleagues in Bangalore would need 6 coders over 6 months to custom build a website and its CMS, that's its content management system. Now, one coder doubling up as an AI prompt engineer can do the same job in less than a month. Even this piece that I'm reading out, this article, it will get diced by News Easy, which is an AI editor that we've created at the Quint. Now, you only have to go to the website and check the piece. The stuff that is in highlighted boxes has been created by this artificially intelligent animal. Exasperating, right? How does this magician summarize my copy better and faster than I could? It's LLM, my techie colleagues yell. But no, sir, I'm not going there again. Now, it sets me thinking, if a single AI chatbot has reconfigured my little nest completely, what could it be doing to the big bad world outside? A thousand sort of colorful descriptors spring to my mind when I ask this question. It's inverting, it's destroying, it's reconstructing. Actually, it's upheavaling. And even if that's not a legit word, I will use it artificially. It's upheavaling the 20th century framework that my generation grew up in. Have you heard of a dark factory? It's literally that, completely dark, without any electric lighting. It's a factory run entirely by robots, not requiring any or sometimes very negligible human intervention. The most iconic dark factory is, where else? Where else but in China? The Xiaomi plant in Changping is sprawled over 81,000 square meters. It produces 10 million, that's 1 crore devices every year. That's 1 smartphone every 3 seconds. But there's not a single human being on the shop floor, so there's no need for lights or toilets or coffee vending machines. Robots, they don't need any of these human amenities. Instead, their lifeblood is artificial intelligence, industrial Internet of Things, that's IIoT, machine vision, and cybersecurity. With such cutting-edge technology, rushing through their metallic veins, these robots, they work incessantly, 24/7, never stopping to gossip or scratch their nose. And it took a mere $300 million, that's about 2,500 crore rupees, to make human labor redundant. And if you think Xiaomi's lights out plant is an isolated exception, well, just go figure. The FANUC, FANUC dark factory in Japan is actually a plus point in irony. It uses robots to make robots. The shop floor remains dark for 30 days at a stretch. I mean, that's how long these humanoids can continue uninterrupted work. Then lights come on, and a few guys in flesh and blood, people like you and me, they trudge in for preventive maintenance. But before long, the lights go off, the humans exit, the robots get to work again for 30 continuous days, 24/7. I reckon it won't be long before robots take on housekeeping functions and the factory goes dark perennially. How fast are robots replacing human labor? Now, there are some indicative stats that capture this phenomenon. More than 5 million robots are working on Earth, and over 500,000 are newly born every year. Now, put another way, roughly 13 robots are getting added every year for a block of 10,000 human workers. The fastest addition is in Asia, led by China, followed by Europe and America. Now, as a rule of thumb, each robot displaces about 3.3 human jobs. So these machines could be killing 43 jobs per 10,000 workers. That's replacing about 0.43% of human jobs every year. That does not sound alarming, but it is. For one, the trend is accelerating. For another, these robots are now getting more efficient and productive. So the homicide rate, what I call the homicide rate, could be swiftly moving up. That is, each robot could end up killing many more than just 3.3 jobs with every passing day. And now that AI is powering robotics, there could be a chilling spree of what I call mass murders, with human labor getting replaced exponentially in industries like automobiles, electronics, metals, and in machinery verticals. Now, classical economic theory has taught us that capital and labor are two critical factors of production. Their relative value contribution, it remained remarkably constant through the 20th century, with capital accounting for about 30 to 40% and labor picking up about 60 to 70% of all output. But the equation is about to invert in the 21st century, because robots are machines, i.e. they are capital, but they are performing labor's role by replacing human beings, i.e. they are diminishing labor's relative contribution to output. We've already approximated above that robots or capital could be replacing labor at the rate of about 0.5 percentage point every year. So the capital labor ratio is rapidly toppling in favor of capital. In a few cataclysmic years, capital could pick up 60 to 70% of income or output, with labor perhaps struggling to retain its share of 30 to 40%. What happens then? When capital captures the bulk of global income and labor is stranded with menial or no jobs. It's an existential question for humankind with uncharted consequences. We shall probe this stunning inversion in part 2 of our inquiry into a post-AI world. This was Raghav's take today.